Hey, what's up guys? Alex here with a new video, and today we're talking about one of Leica's most legendary lenses, the 28mm f2 Summicron version 2. Now, I don't own this lens. I'm lucky enough to be borrowing it from today's sponsor, Crown. More on them later. And I was lucky enough to take this lens with me on my most recent trip to Italy with my Leica M11P. So for today's video, this is a first impressions. I haven't used it long enough for it to be a review, and I'll be sharing a ton of images that I took in Italy, and all the images have been edited with my presets. So if you like that look, check out the presets down below in the link in the description. Like I mentioned, this is not a review, this is a first impressions. And before I even get to my first impressions, I have to say this. I call this lens legendary because I feel like every Leica photographer has this lens in their kit. And it's always surprised me because there's also a Summilux, which is a 1.4 lens, and a 28mm f2 sounds kind of boring. So a semi-wide angle lens, f2, doesn't feel like you're gonna get any kind of crazy pop or special image characteristics that make it special, but yet a ton of Leica photographers gravitate towards this lens. So, does this lens live up to the hype? Well, it sure does. It surprised me. So maybe it surprised me because I went in thinking it was going to be a boring lens, but it surprised me because wide open, this lens delivers image quality that just blew me away. The contrast and the subtle vignetting shooting this lens wide open, it just delivered some of my most favorite images of the trip. And even looking at them now, I'm still blown away by the image quality. This lens is freaking sharp. And at the same time, does still have some character to it, so it's not clinical. This is a Leica lens through and through. And the most impressive part is just the image quality you're getting in this form factor. And that's technically Leica's philosophy if you think about it, right? Delivering small compact lenses with killer image quality. I've gotten so used to shooting with Summoluxes that I've forgotten how much of a joy it is to use a smaller f2 lens because it just fits the M body better. It balances better, it's easier to carry around all day, and it doesn't necessarily add that front heaviness when shooting the camera. For someone like me who's 6'4" and has larger hands, shooting a Summilux lens means the camera's more front heavy, so it's a little harder to grip the camera. And again, it's just kind of a trickle-down effect on the experience versus shooting an f2 lens like this, which is small, lightweight, and just balances perfectly on the M body. But all that to say, the image quality of this lens far exceeded all of my expectations. And I think the best compliment I can say is when I got home from Italy and I saw those photos, I immediately started looking at used copies so I can pick one up for myself. I think if you're on the fence with this lens or this focal length, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot because 28mm also surprised me. I don't think I've ever shot with a real 28mm lens, and I say that because I've shot with a Q2 and Q3, and that's a 28mm lens, but I think everybody knows it's more like a 26mm. It shoots a little wider than 28, and that's always been a struggle for me with that camera. But this lens at 28mm, or a real 28mm, really felt great. I was taking some portraits of my girlfriend, there was no distortion, and I really liked the image quality I was getting, even in a portrait situation. And I don't know what else to say. My first impressions, this lens lives up to the hype. And before we wrap up this video, let's talk about today's sponsor, Crown. Crown is currently changing the game in camera accessories, and they're currently making my favorite camera strap, the Trail Flex. The Trail Flex is a flat rope camera strap that is adjustable from 32 inches all the way to 58 inches, which makes this strap tall people friendly. And for someone like myself who's 6'4" with a pretty long torso, I have an adjustable strap that I can use crossbody comfortably all day long. On top of that, their flat rope design is super sexy and it fits the Leica perfectly. I also have the wrist strap right here, and I love the look of this design. On top of the Trail Flex, they have a huge variety of camera straps, and they're starting to add a huge variety of camera accessories. So if you're interested, I actually have a 10% coupon code down below. Feel free to check out the store, use my coupon code, and if you grab one of these camera straps or wrist straps, I promise you, you won't regret it because I now have like 4 or 5 of them, and I won't go anywhere without my Crown Trail Flex. So back to the 28mm Summicron. This lens lives up to the hype, and I see this lens making its way into my kit really, really soon. And it also got me curious. I love the results and specifically the contrast on my digital files. I gotta try this lens on a film body, and I'll probably do that next. So stay tuned. But have you shot with this lens? Do you own this lens? Let me know down in the comments below. Curious to hear your thoughts. What did you think of the images? Also curious to hear your thoughts. And as always, guys, please smash the like button. Truly helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Help this community grow. And I will see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.